And according to the Economic Intelligence Unit, EIU, global natural gas demand will contract by 2.8% in 2022 to 3.903 billion cubic feet from 4,000 billion cubic feet in 2021. Now let's get more now from Ifeanyi Otisi, analyst, financial derivatives company. Join us, Raya. Great to have you.
Thank you for having me.
So the EIU forecasts that the European demand for Russian gas will fall by 4.1% in 2022 and further decline by 5.3% in 2023 as economic sanctions squeeze industrial output. Do you agree with this forecast?
Yes, I do. And my reason for agreeing with these forecasts relates to certain factors. So we've seen higher prices recently. We've also seen supply disruptions due to the war in Ukraine, and which has led to economic sanctions being imposed on Russia. Another thing we've seen right now is the COVID-19 lockdown restrictions imposed in China, which has had economic effects on the country. So we've seen that with the lockdowns in place, businesses and factories or industries who ordinarily would have been in operation have had to either cease operation or limit operations. And as a result, they're not relying on natural gas to power their equipment and their machinery. So this invariably will lead to a reduction in demand for natural gas in China. Another thing is the European Commission has set targets to curb dependence on Russian gas in the near future. So the idea is, like I said earlier, the economic sanctions that have been imposed on Russia to further impose all of that. They've tried to set targets to reduce the amount of natural gas that European countries need or require. So they're looking for alternative sources to meet domestic demand. Another thing is, I don't know if you've heard of this, but the heat wave that's currently being experienced in certain European countries. Obviously, we know that gas is used to power heaters during the colder months, but now that we're in warmer months, we don't need gas. So that's reduced the demand on natural gas. But bear in mind, colder months are approaching. So generally, it is anticipated that countries would increase or need more natural gas to power their heaters during the colder months.
And they're also needing gas at this point because of the heat wave. We're seeing across Europe. So now they're even needing gas at this point, too. It's quite a tough place to be for Europe. But we see now that the Nord Stream 1, pipeline, has been opened, but, at a lower capacity at this point. But do you see Putin actually honoring, his pledge, with getting that supply to Europe?
Well, the thing is, let's give him the benefits of the doubt. Yesterday, European countries who would have been affected, who are affected by the performance of Nord Stream 1, despite Putin's assurance, they feared that he wouldn't keep to his word. And they feared that the pipeline wouldn't be restarted according to schedule. And they had to find other sources to meet short-term demand. But then he's kept to his word. This morning, the pipeline was restarted. So he did tell us yesterday that the gas volumes that would be transmitted through the pipelines will reduce. We've seen lower volumes now. And I mean, it's something that he said. So we would anticipate and hope that in the near future, at least it goes back up to 40%, because before the shutdown, the capacity was reduced by 40%. So we're hoping at least it gets back to 40% and then further increases in the near future.
And there's also that debate, about how clean, natural gas is. They say it's, still has, some dirty aspects, to production. What do you think?
Well, call it what it is. It's associated gas. And if you think about the process, it's a fossil fuel. So the thing about it is some people have argued that irrespective of that fact, it is a cleaner fuel because it emits lower carbon volumes. So that's an argument that I tend to subscribe to. The thing is, if we buy that and if the European Union labels natural gas as a clean source of energy, Nigeria as a gas producing country has a lot to gain. So first, so we would see economic diversification across Nigeria and other African countries that produce gas. We would also see increase in job opportunities. We would see foreign investments in our natural gas reserves, and the revenue that's generated from that can be used to build infrastructure such as pipelines, ports, and even roadways. And yeah, a lot of economic benefits for Nigeria. So
And
I'm of the school of thought that it should be labeled as a cleaner source of energy.
even though the what they used to make it sometimes can be still from fossil fuels at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Well, at the end of the day, well, Europe have to make a tough decision. We're seeing some of them actually, fall back to coal at this point, but we'll see if Russia keeps, getting that supply to Europe at this point. Thank you so much, Ifeanyi Otisi, analyst at Financial Derivatives Company. It was great having you.
Thank you for having me.